Fatou Lamin Faye was speaking at a meeting with top officials of the Standard Chartered Bank as they are poised to provide 5 regions with school desks. Ibrahim Balde has more on that development in this report.
Formally sat down with the top echelons of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education to cut this important deal by providing school desks to 5 regions in the country for a period of 3 years. Is not a small feat.
We received another delegation from the bank during which they informed us of their desire to support the education sector. And the area we identified and agreed on was the provision of furniture.
Our gesture here today is to officially hand over the first set of 300 dual desks and is testimony to our commitment as a bank to the communities in which we live and work. Beyond the provision of banking solutions, we are also interested in the economic growth of our country, and we know education is one key sector that will drive this growth going into the future.
Minister of Basic and Secondary Education Fatou Lamin Faye emphasized the need for the private sector to inject more funds into education. Madam Faye went on to explain that the beneficiaries of this school desk might one day work for Standard Chartered Bank upon completion of their studies.
So we want to thank you. This is going to help us, move resources to other communities so that at the end of the day, this wish of taking education to the real doorstep of every Gambian child, which is a dream, will become a reality. Because as I said, we are investing in the future leaders of this country who might one day even become the managers and directors in your banks.
It is part of the bank corporate social responsibility to invest into worthy causes such as education. For example, these school desks are expected to ease the demand for seats in the selected regions. The top echelons of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education are pleased with the Standard Chartered Bank for the timely intervention in providing much-needed aid to schools in lower and upper basic schools.
Once again, let me say that it's a privilege to be here, and we believe that these desks will be put to good use for the benefit of the children in all the provinces that we have mentioned. Thank you, Minister, for having us.
In the next 3 years, the Standard Chartered Bank is expected to supply school desks to 5 regions in the country. Ibrahim Balde, Grts News.
Women Advancement Forum has launched the Women in Logistics and Transport Gambia chapter. WILAD is established to ease the transportation of goods and services in African countries. As Fatoumata Stimaha reports, the body also sets its sight on empowering and ensuring the career advancement of women.
Was established in Johannesburg, South Africa. WAF, a women's movement comprising female entrepreneurs, both private and public, women advocacy group, African women in the diaspora, among a host of others. The movement also calls for African women to discuss ways of understanding mutual appreciation among member countries, which relates to network, promote professionalism, awareness, particularly in issues related to economic advancement of women. The Gambia is playing host to the 2014 edition of this mega conference held in many other African countries. The program brought together participants from Southern and West Africa as well as other African countries to partake, all in the drive to integrate women to work towards their common goals. As part of activities of the conference, today inaugurated Women in Logistics and Transportation, which is geared towards enhancing the economic development of each country. Fatoumata Jahumpa Sese, the host of the event, is credited for playing a key role in making sure that the Gambia is given the opportunity to launch this WILAT, which she said will create a platform to showcase women and to identify the needs of female workers in the transportation logistic industry.
Aisha will be leading a high-powered delegation to Malaysia, and hopefully Gambia would be joining Aisha if we only have at least 2. We would like to have more, but maybe we can have 2. So Aisha is going to form it, and those whom we have contacted here in the Gambia are the Gambia Ports Authority, We have Riders for Health. Riders for Health is an institution of government where all the project vehicles that have been sent to government have been centralized. And they take care of transportation within the government sector, and even the private sector are also consulting them to take care of their transport and logistics. The customs, which is now amalgamated with the revenue office, is called the Gambia Revenue Authority now. They also deal in logistics and transport, and the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority.
Madam Jahumpa Sise outlined key institutions that are involved in logistics, namely Gambia Post Authority, Gambia Armed Forces, Fire Services, Riders for Health, among a host of others that can effectively and efficiently deliver in the area of logistics and transportation. Officially opening the event, Hajira Aisha Ali Ibrahim said transportation is essential and key to effective socio-economic advancement of nations.
My sister, Hadia Fatuma Johumpa Sise, has brought Willa to Gambia, will be established in Gambia with the guidance of CILT International, as there is none currently existing here. On this note, I congratulate the women of Gambia for this achievement.
Madam Ibrahim noted that Willard is affiliated with an international body called CILT, which is geared towards the advancement of professionals so as to harness their potential and make optimal contributions to development.
In 1919, with Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of England, as its grand patron, we exist in several countries and hold national, regional, and international conferences annually in our different countries and regions.
According to Dr. Captain Elizabeth Ennis, Gambian women are lucky to have a leader who is committed to ensuring that women are empowered in all spheres of life.
This chapter of WILAD Gambian chapter, that we, women in the armed forces, not only the armed forces, security forces in Gambia, we are going to do our best to make sure that this chapter will prosper. Amen.
The Women Advancement Forum is expected to create opportunities for participants to acquire innovative ideas by which they could create an enabling environment for African women and girls to strive. For GRTS News, I am Fatoumata Simaha.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia after this break. Welcome back. The Nigerian government is under pressure to secure the release of the schoolgirls seized by Boko Haram. President Goodluck Jonathan says his government is doing everything in their power to free the girls. CFI has more on that.
Nigeria continue to pressure the government to obtain the release of more than 200 schoolgirls kidnapped by Boko Haram over 7 weeks ago. The militants abducted the girls at a secondary school in the remote northeastern village of Chibok. Little is known of their whereabouts. President Goodluck Jonathan says he's doing everything in his power to obtain their release.
The despicable abduction of schoolgirls from Chibok in Borno State has brought to the awareness of the entire world the heartless brutality of these terrorists who want to instigate a descent into anarchy and balkanize our nation.
Many Nigerians are angry at the government's perceived lack of action. Others are hopeful.
I would say that the government is not doing enough. But of course, if what he said today is an effort for the president 40-something days after the abduction to pass
a comment like they are now serious and